In a small suburban town in Michigan, where autumn leaves painted the streets in shades of gold and red, lived a man named Michael Carter and his daughter, Sophia. Their house was modest, with creaking wooden floors and walls filled with old photographs, memories frozen in time. Michael was a factory worker who started his mornings before sunrise and returned home long after dark. His life revolved around one purpose only: giving his daughter a future brighter than the one he had known. Sophia's mother, Rachel, had died from a sudden illness when Sophia was just 4 years old. Michael still remembered the hospital room, the steady beeping of machines, and the way Rachel squeezed his hand one last time, whispering, "Take care of her." From that moment on, Michael lived with a promise burning inside his chest. Every decision he made, every sacrifice he accepted was for Sophia. He learned how to braid hair by watching videos late at night, learned how to cook simple meals, and learned how to hide his tears when Sophia asked why her mother never came back. As Sophia grew older, she began to understand that her father was different from other dads. He was quieter, more serious, but deeply caring. He never missed a school play, even if he had worked a double shift. He stood in the back of the auditorium, clapping louder than anyone else, his hands rough from years of labor. When Sophia looked into the crowd and saw him, her nervousness disappeared. His presence made her feel safe, as if nothing in the world could go wrong. Financial struggles were a constant shadow in their lives. There were winters when the heating barely worked, and summers when the air felt heavy and restless. Michael patched old furniture instead of buying new ones, and he drove the same aging truck for years. Yet Sophia never felt poor. Her father made ordinary moments special: Saturday pancakes shaped like hearts, long walks in the park, and bedtime conversations about dreams and stars. Michael often told her, "We may not have everything, but we have enough." When Sophia entered high school, her world expanded quickly. She became ambitious, dreaming of becoming a doctor someday. Michael encouraged her, even when he didn't fully understand the science books she studied late into the night. Sometimes he sat across from her at the kitchen table, pretending to read a newspaper, just to keep her company. In those quiet moments, Sophia felt her father's silent support more strongly than any words could express. As the years passed, the gap between them slowly widened. Sophia became busy with exams, friends, and future plans. Michael noticed she no longer shared every detail of her day. He missed the little girl who used to hold his hand everywhere. Still, he respected her independence, even when it left him feeling lonely. Late at night, he would sit on the porch, listening to the distant sound of cars, wondering how time had slipped through his fingers so quickly. Everything changed one night when Michael collapsed at work from exhaustion. Sophia rushed to the hospital, fear gripping her heart. Seeing her father lying on the hospital bed, pale and weak, shattered something inside her. She realized how much he had pushed himself, how many nights he had gone without rest so she could move forward. Holding his hand, she whispered, "I'm here, Dad. You don't have to be strong all the time." After that incident, their relationship grew deeper. Sophia became more attentive, helping around the house and spending more time with her father. Michael, in turn, learned to open up about his fears and regrets. He told her about his youth, his lost dreams, and the loneliness he felt after losing her mother. These conversations brought them closer, healing wounds they didn't even know existed. When Sophia received her medical school acceptance letter, she ran home crying with joy. Michael held her tightly, his heart overflowing with pride. He never told her about the second job he had taken or the savings account he had built slowly over the years. On the day she left for college, he stood quietly as she packed, memorizing every detail of her face, knowing life would never be the same. Years later, Sophia returned home as a doctor. She found her father sitting in the same old chair, older now with more gray in his hair. She knelt in front of him and said, "You gave me everything, even when you had nothing." Michael smiled through tears, realizing that all his sacrifices had turned into something beautiful. That evening, as they shared dinner together, Sophia understood a truth that would stay with her forever. A father's love is not measured by wealth or words, but by the silent strength to endure pain so his child never has to. And Michael understood that in loving his daughter, he had found the deepest meaning of his life.